Well, good morning boys and girls. Yet another breezy morning. Bright and early. I'm off taking the old girl in for her yearly ministry test. So, I think everything's alright on her. But some of the sophisticated machinery they use, brake test rollers and gas analyzers and all this, as a home mechanic you can never be fully certain. Now I must have, in my lifetime, probably taken, I don't know, 50, 60 vehicles for an M.O.T, probably more. In my younger days I was forever buying and selling cars, buying without an M.O.T, do them up a bit, scrape them through and sell them at a profit. So, as old as I get and as used to it as I get and as much as I know about it, I still feel nervous when I take a vehicle in. For those of you that have yearly tests on your vehicles, how do you feel when you have to take them down the road to the garage and give them to somebody who doesn't understand their foibles? Now I know it's chilly this morning. I think there's still bits of ice on this road. There seem to be a couple of corners now I've sort of drifted at quite gentle speeds. This makes me quite nervous. And of course, if you do fail, which, you know, every vehicle's got the potential for something silly, you've then got the hassle of getting that little fail repaired, brakes, whatever, headlight. One year I had a headlight on my Bonneville, had a line too high, he failed it. I said, well look, all you got to do, and I twisted the headlight as you do. So there you go. He said, well no, you'll have to book it in for another M.O.T. What an arse. And yet I've had another M.O.T tester with a car I had. It was one of these Japanese Triple S whatever sports cars, quite a number of years ago. And I took it in, he said, rear shock absorber's gone, mate. Okay, I didn't see that. And he said, well, buy the shock absorber from us and we'll trust you to fix it. So I bought one, about 18 quid it was back in those days. And he gave me the certificate because he knew that I was looking after, he could see, he said he could see that I'd been looking after the vehicle, and he knew I'd go home and change it. Do you have to be a complete arsehole to be an M.O.T examiner? No, you don't. But it's like bus drivers who won't stop that extra second for somebody, or policemen who nick you for nothing, or it's one of those, they are the arseholes of the world occasionally type things. There's always the one who takes his job beyond the limit, the job's worth. The arse. And sadly, we all too often meet the buggers. Sign gone there, another car been in the ditch. Regular spot that. You don't know this road, that bend is a real catcher-outer. Yeah, a real sharp bugger. That and the one we're about to approach, the amount of times people have hit the wall, it got hit so many times, a few months back it just collapsed into the stream. This one here. A flurry of heavy traffic there. I must have been behind that guy, good of him to let him over. Oh, early morning winter sun. A real killer, isn't it? Oh, hello boys and girls. Yes, happy bunny. Squeak has passed her MOT. The mechanic said it's evidently an extremely well maintained vehicle, even though she is covered in a layer of shite from all the rain we've been having, and yeah, I've still been riding her. He complimented me on her. Bearing in mind she is, what, nearly 30 years old, and when I picked her up, nobody else was buying her. I got her really cheap because nobody else would touch her, but I could see the potential in her. I cured a total of 8 oil leaks. Had to readjust or reservice just about every item, from changing oil in the forks to swapping the rears, suspension unit, to stripping both barrels off and putting proper gaskets on the bottom, adjusting the tappets properly. She's done 8,000 miles since the last MOT. And yeah, I take a lot of care of her. I do a lot of little jobs, and I'm pleased that she got through. She's my little baby. She helps me do these vlogs. She gets me about to do shopping, to visit my family. She's part of my life. She's got to be. I live rural. The bus service is so irregular you can't trust on it. And it's a relief. I don't know, if you don't have a yearly ministry test you wouldn't understand, but if you do, it doesn't matter how new or how good your vehicle is, there's always that phew moment when the examiner walks in and said, yeah, it's passed. He says it casually, and your arse relaxes, you go, oh, thank God for that. So hopefully the condition she's in mechanically, I've got another year out of her, which is good. You know, people with money who swap their vehicles out at 2 years old or 4 years old, they don't understand the pleasure of keeping an older vehicle on the road. They don't understand how good it feels, and the pride of ownership. There is a pride of ownership, because a lot of people come up, oh, I used to own one of those, or oh, they're still on the road. But if you look, there are a lot of them still on the road. Most of them tend to be wittery old men like me looking after them. Anyway, I'm going to do a little bit of shopping for some goodies, and I will speak to you all again later.